Hey guys, I've had some requests for how to tie your belt. It seems like a strange one, but there really are a bunch of different ways of doing it. None of them are technically wrong. Well, some of them are wrong, but we're going to go over the right ones to go over to get the nice jiu-jitsu box knot. So to start off, we always want to cross our kimono left over right as we start. And then one way, there's two ways I know of actually wrapping the belt before we knot it. The first way is you're going to find the center of your belt by evening out the tails. Find that center, put it above under your belly button. You wrap it from the front, behind your back, and back around here. Crossing over to make that X right here. The other way is to take one end and start it in that same position, just under your belly button right here, and wrap it around, keeping it flat until it comes around like this, and grabbing all three layers here, pulling them, and popping this bottom one out here, and centering it until the two sides are about even, like so. The benefits to doing it one way or the other, the first way is faster. If you want to tie your belt fast, you just find the center, throw it around, and you're ready to tie. The other one, obviously, you got to wrap it around a bunch, so it's slower. But the bonus to doing it wrapping around instead of starting from the front and going around is when I start at the front and come around, there's going to be a crossover right here. That can be a little bit annoying, as it feels like a bit of a bump in your back, and you won't feel that with the wrapping method. The wrapping will come around smooth, like so. There won't be that cross. So, again, neither is wrong. Both have their merit. But now we're going to get to the actual tying part. Alright, so either way, we're going to end up with an X right here. One going over, one going under. We're going to take the one that goes over, we're going to stick it underneath both of these layers here. Making sure it's nice and tight. And then to go for our knot, we're going to take this bottom one, flip it over here in our hand, and take the top one, go over and under, like so. I want to, when I pull this tight, make sure that they're both flat. It's going to be a bit of a twist as I do it. There. And it should make a nice, tight box knot right there, where you've got one here and two there. Should look like a bit of a diamond when you flatten it out. That is your typical traditional box knot. Now, there's a variation on this that I like to do that makes it even tighter, because this one will fall out quite a bunch. You'll be having to retie this one pretty much after every roll. It loosens up and falls off. So what I like to do is almost the same thing. We're going to do the same thing. We take this bottom, flip it over, top one over and under. But before we just tie right here, I'm going to take this one. I'm going to make sure it's flat like this, and put it in between my layers here. And same thing with this one. Put it in between the layers here. And then as we pull, flattening that knot, pulling it tight, you're going to get a very nice, flat, presentable knot, but also it doesn't like to come untied. This one will stick with you all round. It's very, very uncommon that this one will untie just from grappling. So that will be a nice one, both for pictures, right? It's very nice and tidy, but also it stays on quite a bit more than your other knot. There's one more method that I've come across that I know at least one of my students likes to use, and I've heard it called a super knot, so I'll show this just as a bit of a curiosity. I don't know if it's better or worse, but what they do for this super knot is they find that center, just like before, but instead of tying it flat, what we're going to do is keep it in half, put that center in the same spot, bring both tails around, and we're going to come up underneath it, like so. Cool, eh? You're going to take one under, and then you're going to take and do your tie over top here. So you get to that same sort of knot right here. It's a little bumpier in the back, to be honest. But apparently this one is very hard to come untied as well. It's a fast tie, it's a tight tie, got a bit of a lumpier knot. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but another peculiarity. One last thing is, depending which school you're from, some schools will be very picky about which side the bar is on. The more traditional schools will like that on the left side, the side of your heart. So if that is your school, pay attention to which side you're going to put your bar on. But that is